A single typo might catch your eye and, in many instances, cost someone an opportunity. Just not in my book. It's the little things that feel good enough that quietly say everything about how much someone really cares. Let's have ourselves a pocket sized pep talk, and I'll show you why it's not the typo that we should be focusing on, it's the formatting.
A Pocket Sized Pep Talk, the podcast that can help energize your business and your life with a quick, inspiring message. Now, here's your host, Rob Jollis.
For those who listen to my podcasts or read my blog articles, you probably know that I have a passion for helping those in career transition. I try and help them find work. It can be one of the most life-changing gifts you can offer another human being. And being on the front line and providing this kind of support, I've seen my share of resumes. According to a study released by The Ladders, an online job matching service, recruiters spend an average of 6 to 7 seconds looking at a resume. When I'm handed a resume, I clock in even faster than that, and that's because I can find out all I need to know without reading one word. I'm sure I sound callous when I make that kind of statement, but I want to clarify the point I'm trying to make. I didn't say I wasn't looking at the resume. I said I wasn't reading the words. Suppose I could take a minute or two looking for a typo, but I'm not all that interested in looking for typos, nor do I put that much stock in finding typos. I know that others might look for the typos, but not me. It's probably because I was taught quite a lesson by a typo once. I feel a story coming on. Once upon a time, I had a typo in a resume that I looked over countless times. I'd been working on it for weeks. The typo wasn't there because I was too lazy to find it, and it wasn't there due to a lack of caring about it. My mind kept reading the word form as the word from, and that one word made all the difference in the next interview I was going on. It was for a training specialist job for a major Fortune 500 company. The interview consisted of a 60-minute panel interview followed by a 20-minute live delivery. I nailed the interview, and when it came to the live delivery, I nailed that too. When was the last time you saw someone come into your conference room carrying his own folding portable lectern? I had that room at. I hope you don't mind that I brought my own lectern. You can never be too sure if there's one waiting for you. When I finished, I knew I had the room in the palm of my hand, or at least I thought I did. As each panelist shook my hand on his or her way out, each was smiling and complimenting me on the job I had just done. The hiring manager stayed behind, and when the room cleared, he gave me the bad news. You know, there isn't a person on that panel who isn't ready to hire you right now, and no one has even come close to delivering the kind of presentation you just delivered. And that said, you have a typo in your resume, and for that reason and that reason alone, I'm not going to hire you. I walked out with my tail between my legs, discouraged and disappointed with myself. It turned out the word form cost me a job I really wanted. As I look back on that interview now, I happen to think the word form also cost that company a world-class professional speaker who was rising within his field. But I digress. I refuse to judge the character of someone I'm looking at based on a typo. To me, although a typo is no welcome guest on any document, it's not a reflection of character. When I look at someone's resume, I'm not looking for typing errors. I'm looking for formatting errors. To be clear, formatting errors relate to appearance or layout, such as when columns don't line up or bullets are mismatched or there's a lack of consistency in titles and so on. There's a big difference between a typo and formatting errors. I don't know anyone who is aware of a typo and willingly ignores it. I know how a typo can be almost impossible to find, but formatting errors speak volumes to me because they're also impossible to miss, and they seem to be symptomatic of laziness and a lack of interest in correcting them. What's more, I think it's important to note that a formatting issue is not just limited to resumes. There are many examples of formatting issues in how we conduct ourselves. When I see someone communicating virtually with a cluttered and distracting background, I have to assume the individual knows what it looks like, but thinks, it's clean enough. I'm left wondering just how much pride and care this person places in the work he or she performs. When I see a for sale sign in a yard that's crooked, I have to assume the realtor knows what it looks like, but thinks it's straight enough. I'm left wondering just how much attention to detail I can expect from this realtor. After all, I'm looking for someone to help me navigate one of the most important and complicated decisions I'll ever make. And finally, when I see someone show up 2 minutes late for either a live meeting or a virtual one, I have to assume the individual had a few other things he or she needed to do and feels, I'm not that late. I'm left wondering just how dependable I can expect this person to be moving forward. Formatting can come in many shapes and sizes, but at the end of the day, it reflects a critical trait that's highly desired and difficult to spot. That trait is hustle. When was the last time you worked with someone who showed an innate ability to hustle and then he or she later disappointed you? I can't think of one either.
Thanks so much for listening. If you enjoyed today's show, please rate and recommend it on iTunes, Outcast, or wherever you get your podcasts. You can also get more information on this show and Rob at jollis.com.